If you're thinking taking a movie in this weekend, folks, we got a lot of movies to choose from in theaters, including one that was filmed right here in New Mexico. Joining us right now is Devin O'Leary, who is the film editor with the Weekly Alibi. Devin, you've been a mainstay in the movie world here in New Mexico for a long time, so
Definitely.
Really glad that you're here to talk about this.
Excellent, glad to.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get started. We got a lot to cover here. First one we want to talk about, of course, shot in New Mexico, is Lone Survivor.
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about this story, what audiences are going to see from it, and ultimately your take on it.
It's based on a true story about a Navy SEAL team that was sent to Afghanistan to bring back a commander from the Taliban. And they got ambushed, things went very bad, and they got stuck behind enemy lines and had to fight their way back. Stars Mark Wahlberg. It was shot here in New Mexico, sort of in the mountains, which may explain why parts of Afghanistan look very familiar to people here in town.
Well, we've got a trailer here. Let's take a look at it really quick, A Lone Survivor.
I'm Petty Officer Shane.
Can he sing?
Can you say it?
Mr. Patton, please.
Come on.
Been around the world twice. Talked to everyone once. There ain't nothing I can't do. No sky too high, no sea too rough. Learned a lot of lessons in my life. Never shoot a large caliber man with a small caliber bullet. Anything in life worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation's for cowards. I'm a lover. I'm a fighter. I'm a UDT Navy SEAL diver.
Listen up. Red Wings a go. Bad guy.
Looks like a great cast. We've got Eric Bana in there, Emil Hirsch, of course, Mark Wahlberg. Taylor Kitsch. And so we've got a lot of, in addition to these, big stars, this one employed a lot of New Mexicans.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime a film comes to New Mexico, you get tons of people behind the scenes and hopefully increasing number of people on the screen.
Yeah, on the screen, exactly.
This is a fairly small cast because it's a very small group of people that are involved with this. But it's a fairly straight ahead, almost a Saving Private Ryan kind of film, a fairly serious, semi-dark, but fairly inspirational war film.
Great. All right, well, let's take a look at the next one. We're talking Legend of Hercules. We got a trailer for that as well. Let's take a look at that before we start chit-chatting about it.
Great.
I give you Hercules!
I will not stop until I've returned the princess and avenged my loyal friend.
All right, so what do we think about this one, Devin?
Well, I think on this one, what you see is what you get. It's very much a sort of a Clash of the Titans special effects type film.
Okay.
Hercules' character we seem to revisit an awful lot in films. It stars Kellen Lutz, who was in the Twilight films. I believe he was a vampire in that. Not a big Twihard myself, but I'm pretty sure he was a vampire. So it's aimed a little bit younger, but it's very much in the realm of 300 or Clash of the Titans. It's in 3D, so if you're in the mood for something like that, a lot of action, but not an Oscar winner, let's say.
Not an Oscar winner, okay, but a lot of action. That's good to know. That's what we're looking for. So the next one we've got here, as you said, is the new Coen Brothers film, Inside Llewyn Davis. Check it out.
How you doing, Llewyn Davis?
Oh, hello. I've heard your music and heard many nice things about you from Jim and Jean and from others.
You have not heard one nice thing about me from Gene.
Oh, it's fairly well, my darling.
All right, so another one, the Coen Brothers. Now, this one is probably a little more, is this one going to be an Oscar contention?
It's definitely going to be in contention. It's won a lot of awards, a lot of Critics Association awards here at the end of the year. The Coen Brothers, of course, who gave us Fargo and No Country for Old Men, which was shot here in New Mexico. And this is a little bit different for them. Most of their films are comedies, and this one does have a number of funny moments, but it's a little more serious look at the folk music scene in Greenwich Village in about 1961 in New York.
Oh, wow.
It's got a lot of music, some really beautiful music. All the performers, a guy named Oscar Isaac, who is the main character, and Carey Mulligan, who plays the female in it. They sing a lot of their own songs, which is really fantastic. But it's a little more serious. The main character is not a very nice guy, let's say that. And this is a very short look at his life and kind of all the things that he's screwed up. He's a very talented guy, but he's not very nice to anybody else. And so you kind of look at how his life falls apart because of that. So it's a little bit darker, not so much fun, but a very Oscar contender type of film.
Oscar contention. So if you're looking for something that's really talking about that, and of course talking about Oscars, this next one we're talking about, lead is getting a lot of buzz on this. We're talking about Her with Joaquin Phoenix. Check it out.
Mr. Theodore Twombly, welcome to the world's first artificially intelligent operating system. We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Are you social or antisocial?
I guess I haven't been social in a while.
How would you describe your relationship with your mother? Thank you. Please wait as your operating system is initiated.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
So this one is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The voice you hear is Scarlett Johansson.
Correct.
The one that's not Joaquin Phoenix
Yes.
or the guy.
She plays plays the computer. Joaquin Phoenix plays a lonely writer who winds up falling in love with his computer. It's set a couple years in the future when we have artificially intelligent computer operating systems that can talk to people, a little bit like Siri, which we had a year or so ago. And he winds up falling in love with his computer. And it's directed by Spike Jonze, who did Being John Malkovich, which kind of gives you an idea of where this is. It's a little offbeat, it's a little unusual, it's definitely a comedy, but it's kind of got that awkward style to it, which some people will love. Some people will find it a little awkward, but definitely the acting is really good in this one.
And you know, and just quickly, Joaquin Phoenix, of course, if you didn't see The Master last year, an amazing performance. I won't say it's an amazing film, but his work in it is phenomenal.
Yeah, really fantastic.
Is he going to be in the running for an Oscar on
I
this
think
one?
definitely. I mean, there was even talk on Scarlett Johansson if she could actually get nominated without ever actually appearing on screen in the movie. I think it's pretty unlikely. No one has ever been nominated for Oscar with 0 time on screen. But
I guess there's a first time for everything.
Could be.
We'll find out. And speaking of a masterclass in acting, this last one we're talking about here is August Osage County. Check it out.
You ready for this?
No, no way. Hey, Mom, I'm here.
Oh, Mom, you're so big. Look at your boobs. Last time I saw you, you looked like a little boy.
Do you remember your Aunt Karen? Well, that must be this year's man.
Soon you'll be gone, never to return.
Don't start with that.
Father, you broke his heart when you moved away.
That is wildly unfair.
You were Beverly's favorite, you know.
And of course, that based on the Pulitzer Prize winning play, August Osage County. Tell us quickly about this one.
Well, this one obviously has some great actors in it, Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts. I tend to think, having survived the holidays, which most people have right about now, having gotten through their families and screaming at each other, I'm not entirely sure they're prepared for this kind of film.
Gotcha.
It's a very, it has some comedy in it, but it's a very dark story about families. Meryl Streep plays a mother who's addicted to drugs and has cancer, and really acts out against her family and is very critical of her family. So it's kind of a mean-spirited story in a way. It's also very melodramatic too. There's just a lot of screaming at each other.
Okay.
So there is some very good acting here, but I think you sort of have to be in the mood to absorb this kind of dark, kind of uncomfortable family
Kind of
story.
uncomfortable thing. So we got a lot of things out there this weekend, folks, to check out. And of course, Devin O'Leary, you can read his reports in Weekly Alibi on newsstands now, and we'll have links on our website at casa.com under my style blog. Devin, thank you, my friend. We'll see you next week. All right, take care. Still